This is a CBS 11 News First Alert Weather Day update.
Hey there, I'm Chief Meteorologist Scott Padgett, along with Meteorologist Erin Moran, continuing to update you on the freezing drizzle and also the freezing rain all the way through our overnight hours. Wanted to start right now, and you can see this is our KTVT radar, and really picking up on a lot of heavy drizzle right now through parts of Wise County, stretching back into parts of even Parker County, stretching all the way back into parts of Palo Pinto County and Jack County. So our storm chaser, Jason McLaughlin, we have his live picture. You can see he's right near Bridgeport right now. That's the left side of your screen. Look at the heavy drizzle of falling as he is out there driving. You notice on the windshield as well, he just texted us and said, man, my windshield wipers already getting iced over. This is going to be a hard morning. So we're continuing to see the drizzle falling there, as you're able to see Jason's shot showing up right there on the left-hand side of your screen. And we're able to pinpoint this is the live image from right here in parts of Wise County. So his windshield wipers working, but you already noticed some icing there. I had that same problem when I was driving into work today because of the freezing drizzle. So this is what we're looking at as we're going into the evening hours. That's now developing, and as we widen out the view even more, I want to point out that we're picking up more of that freezing drizzle, some light freezing rain making its way out of parts of the Stephenville area, stretching our way back down to near Comanche. All of this is lifting its way north and east and continuing to push closer towards the Metroplex. What that means for you is we're going to start to see the coverage increase through our overnight hours, and widening out the view even more. We also saw some spotty shower activity, some lighting even up near Texarkana with some lift that's happening as we're seeing some more of this upper level energy kind of getting a little bit closer towards us. Wanted to show you the satellite, and when you look at this darker green color indicates the colder cloud tops. So we are seeing some more intensity back down to our southwest. That is the energy that's all going to be lifting its way northeast. Now, what's interesting is we've been looking at this kind of meteorological cake, as we like to say it, what the ingredients are to get everything in this very complex forecast is this is the water vapor imagery, this darker gray color indicating that we do have the moisture in place. But what's interesting is as you see this lighter brown color, that's dry air. That's what we call a dry slot. That's kind of inching its way closer towards North Texas. So as it's inching its way on in, it might be squeezing out maybe a little bit more energy for us to see more of the freezing rain to develop. I can let you know that this forecast model not really initializing that well, but is going to paint the picture closer towards sunrise of we really start to see more coverage for us of the freezing rain and possibly sleet in some spots. So it's still a morning that you need to pay attention as you go through the morning commute. It's not going to be good to get out there on the roadways, and this is what we're sitting at still. Low to the mid-20s across a lot of the Metroplex, 19 in Decatur, 18 in Bowie. That's even colder than what we have been dealing with just by a degree. We're at 23 in Greenville and 24 in Terrell. So what's been interesting is we've talked a lot about rain, or are we getting freezing rain, or are we getting sleet? Erin, let's bring you in a little bit more to talk about that breakdown of why we get these different precipitation types.
Right, and it just feels like we've been talking about this so much over the last couple of weeks because we've had a couple of rounds of winter weather that we've been talking about. So it has to deal with that temperature profile, not just what we've got going on here at the surface, but higher up into the atmosphere as well. So let's take a look at this. You know, of course, we know that here in North Texas right now, we've got temperatures that are well below freezing, but it has to do with that whole vertical temperature profile. And so for a lot of us, this has really been falling as rain, and then it gets to the ground that's already freezing or well below freezing in our case, and it freezes right on contact. So that's why we've been dealing with the freezing rain throughout your Wednesday and now into the early morning hours of Thursday. I do think what we're going to see as well is a little bit of sleet mixing in, but it's really this freezing rain and sleet kind of temperature profile that we're concerned with, these accumulations. We, of course, have the precipitation, and then we've got these temperatures that are on the ground sitting, of course, in the 20s. So this, of course, causing black ice issues. We already had this on the bridges and the overpasses. So a couple of things to keep in mind driving through this. Hopefully you don't have to be on the roads early Thursday morning, but if you do, keep steering wheel straight. try not to brake, take foot off the accelerator to slow down, kind of simple things, common sense. But of course, we don't deal with this that often here in North Texas. So we just do, of course, want to give you an idea of that. But we've been dealing with this precip, and we've got temperatures that are sitting in the teens and 20s. So anything that is reaching the ground is freezing on contact, and we're anticipating those ice accumulations really becoming an issue as we start to see things ramping up here. Already starting to see that ramping up in some of our western counties, but for the Metroplex, maybe up to 1/4 of an inch of ice accumulating, and this is that freezing rain, that freezing drizzle just kind of accumulating on top of itself as we continue on through the next few hours. And then, of course, watching those counties highlighted in that red color a little farther up to the north and to the east for maybe up to a 1/2 inch of rainfall, of frozen precip accumulating. So we've got this winter storm warning. This goes through 6 o'clock in the evening tomorrow. This includes the Metroplex. This is for those ice accumulations. Winter weather advisory for the areas that are highlighted in purple here. We've been showing you this, but just to sort of reiterate, we had the road issues on Wednesday with just a little bit of freezing drizzle falling. And now we're anticipating things really ramping up, Scott, here. We're already seeing it. And of course, as we get closer to sunrise, we're expecting this to be a little bit greater.
Yeah, absolutely. If you guys want to take me on camera 3, you can. I just wanted to be here in the Weather Center because I wanted to go ahead and zoom in a little bit more on our Lynx radar. And this is our KTVT radar, our own radar here from CBS 11. That's really picking up on this freezing drizzle. So if you guys want to take Lynx 1 to full, you can. Just to show you exactly what's been happening for us as we've been going through the past few hours. And this is the loop over the last 15 minutes. You can kind of back it up by about 30 minutes. And you're able to see that we have the freezing drizzle now through parts of Bridgeport, stretching over to near Jacksboro. All of this is kind of drifting its way from the southwest to the north and the east just a bit more. So that's just the indication of this freezing drizzle spreading its way on over parts of the Metroplex. As I clear that out, notice that we see that as well making its way into parts of Denton County. So by about maybe 30 minutes ago, wasn't really moving through parts of Denton County, but now continue to spread its way off towards the north and the east as well. If you want to pull up Jason's shot again, you can see his icon right there popping up on the screen. He is in the Bridgeport area. He just tweeted out as well saying that we are dealing with some heavy freezing drizzle. That's on the west sides there of the Metroplex. This is actually a traffic camera shot there. This is I-45 at State Highway 31. That was down in the Corsicana area where there was a big issue as far as traffic was concerned. But now you can see up in Bridgeport, he's keeping it slow on the roadways there. The drizzle continued to come down. So at times we've seen those wind chills hard to get cleared. Maybe he has that defrost on a little bit well, but you can even see there on the side of the road, it looks like maybe some of the grassy surfaces, it looked like it was covered maybe in some ice or from what we saw a little bit earlier today. So this is what we're watching, and you notice, I'll go ahead and stop this, that you can see that we're seeing some more returns now here north of Stephenville, also the west sides there and southwest sides of Johnson County, seeing some freezing drizzle moving in. So maybe even parts of Tarrant County starting to see that return moving from the southwest to the northeast. So the freezing drizzle developing for us. Let me look at the composite real fast, and you can also pick up that we're seeing a little bit more activity developing down towards the Stephenville area. So we're picking up on that. This is all going to be lifting its way off to the east-northeast. Noticing as well out near Abilene, maybe starting to see a couple of areas get going. We will keep our eyes on that. So we wanted to update you here from the First Alert Weather Center just on what we are seeing here for tonight. That freezing drizzle moving in. Don't forget, you can always download the CBS DFW app if you choose to do so, and use the hashtag First Alert DFW if you have any pictures. So scan that QR code right there on your screen as you saw it there, and then tag us on social media, hashtag First Alert DFW. We will be here through the night. Meteorologist Annalise Parks and Jeff Ray coming in at 2 o'clock in the morning, and we will have more also on CBS 11 News at 4:30 this morning for our special coverage.
This has been a CBS 11 News First Alert Weather Day update.